wherever you may be getting our signal from the globe. It is Friday, the 25th of March 2020. Hello and a warm welcome to another edition of Better Future Production Academy Forum here at our main studio in Fajara. I am the presenter Ibrahim Fadera and the president of Sunlight in Girls Education. I am delighted to welcome my German board to this noble program this morning.
Thank you very much.
Yes, can you?
I'm Hanna Kirchmeier, 79 years old, a former teacher and nurse, and I'm very happy to be here and support this program here in the Gambia, on which we are working.
Thank you very much. And then,
hello, a warm welcome to each and everybody. My name is Isabel Kiefer. I'm the first chairwoman of the non-profit charity organization Shine Light in Girls Education. I'm 55 years old, I'm a psychotherapist, and I'm working with youth, especially with girls and their families.
Thank you very much for your ninth time coming to the Gambia.
Thank you very much.
And Hannah, thank you very much for the first time coming to the Gambia.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much. As measures to education attendant, the literacy rate of the girls' education in the Gambia, 810, stools at 52.1. From the Department of Ministry on Basic and Secondary Education. The literacy rate is still below 50, and since our generation is threatening with serious challenges in girls' education, Sunlight in Girls' Education is initiated to promote girls' education in the Gambia in the needs to strategize addressing these social economic growths. Sunlight in Girls' Education is an initiative aimed at creating conducive environment where girls and young women can explore their potential, enhance their participation in all forms of social, economic, political, spiritual activities of the society. In addressing these critical concerns, Sunlight stimulates and empowers girls to design and create their own future. In 2019, I, Ibrahim Fadera, met a German lady called Isabel Kiefer for the first time in her presence in the Gambia. Talking to her, we have an honest conversation regarding the gender gap that we have in the Gambia. In building this gender gap, we have to engage in girls getting into classroom. How can we do girls getting into classroom? It's how we will talk more here today, and also how to get these women in participation into social economic development. By looking the Gambia and other countries in Africa, looking at the Western world, you see that there is a lot of gaps. How can we get these gaps closer? This was my idea, to talk to Isabel Kiefer to see how best we can able to get our Gambian young girls and women in partner. Mrs. Kiefer, in 2019, you witnessed our first discussion regarding my idea after listening to Barack Obama's first speech in African Summit, the first American president to talk about, to address African Union Summit regarding the importance of girls and young women's participation in social economic development.
Yes, thank you for coming up with these ideas. When I was here the first time in 2019, and Ibrahim Fadera was asking me to build an association, before we decided to go on with this organization, we were talking a lot, especially about gender equality. You see, we are coming from Germany, and in Germany and in Europe and in the Western world, we have not 100%, but we have gender equality. So the value of a girl is equal to the value of a boy. And we deem it necessary to help the most vulnerable people here in the Gambia, the girls and the single mothers, to step into education, to get more knowledge about what is going on in the world, and how to bridge the gap of poverty and the lack of education.
That is very important, because I deem it necessary that I am sitting here. Every country needs its youths. We are the agents of change. Yeah. We are the ones that should be in the forefront in building this change. That is why this idea came to me, by making sure how can we reach to the sustainable goal. in reaches to the sustainable goal, we cannot leave our women behind. We have to do our utmost best by making sure how can we get them in on board. And first, it has to start with the education. That is why my first idea with her was, how can we enroll these girls into the primary school? And from that moment, she also stood with me and said, yes, I love this idea and I buy this idea. How can we do it? Then we started going in the administrative aspects to have the constitution and then to register in the Gambia. In 2020, we registered at the Attorney Chamber under the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. In Germany too, you registered the organization in Germany in 2020. Yes. We have fully registered in both countries, and then the work started in 2020. It was 6 girls that we support, and then in 2021 we grew up to 44 girls, and now in 2020, thank God, Hannah, you are also here present to spread out the importance of this initiative.
As a teacher, I should know how important it is to have a good education, of course, and starting from the early years of girls on. And
yeah,
definitely.
For me, it is really important, and for us as white people, that it was not our idea to make an organization to help you. Mm-hmm. It was your idea. Your idea after listening to the speech of Barack Obama, sure, when he said you have to bring in, if you want to step out of poverty, you have to bring in the half of your population, of the citizens. Yeah. These are girls and women. And when we were sitting together at the street, he came up with this idea, hey, what do you think about building an organization? So it was not my idea as a white lady to come here and to give our knowledge. No, we want to get sure, or to make sure, that this is your initiative, is your idea, is your engagement, that we stay here. We are only the supporters in Germany. We don't want to do any activity here in your country. We want you, the Gambian citizens, to stay close to your society, and to bring new ideas and to change concepts, mindsets of different things, for example, gender equality.
Yes, definitely. And now we stand, not fully stand, but we stand in belting these issues regarding girls and young women. We have a project that is changing life of girls through education. That is the education project. We have the SSP, Soul Sisters project, and a women-to-women goal project that we will talk more on that. And also, we also want to spread out the information regarding the dangers and then issues affecting women during female genital mutilation or circumcision. But we have our partner that we are working together to make sure we sensitize the communities in order to change the mindsets. As Hannah always tells me, that mindsets cannot be changed by law. This is very, very important. So we will join by Farmer Barry in sensitization, and then we will talk more on that. But specifically, the panel here today, we would like to lock in more regarding our projects that we are working. Hannah, your first night in the Gambia, how was it look like?
My first night in the Gambia was it was very hot. we came from Germany, from cold temperatures, and yes, when I saw women I saw many women in markets with little stands, and I thought, for heaven's sake, why can't they work in other positions to help their families? Yes.
That is very, very right.
And to come back to everything, education is the key. When you boil it down, about whatever we are talking, if you boil it down, we come back to education. And our first pillar is to bring in girls into education. We want them, we have a nice concept to talk to the family, to the mothers, the fathers, the brothers and the uncles and all the community, the compound. We talk to them to sensitize about the value of a girl. This is the very first moment what we are talking about. And you see, we have open doors. Everybody, it looks like, right now, it looks like that all the people here know about the importance of education, because every mother wants that her girl, her daughter, becomes a better future than she by herself. And so we empower these women to inspire their daughters to learn more and to get better results, to have the idea of maybe to go to the college or to the university or make an education like a tailor or a nurse, to have a good income later and to bring it back to their families. We know that women in the whole world, they are the ones who bring in 59% of their income. They bring back to the family. We know, we don't want to talk much about it, but we know men do it differently. So, but we know that women bring it back into the family, to their children, and we inspire the women to discipline their daughters to learn and to get sure that they don't have to be at the farm or to be in the kitchen or to clean the house or to wash or whatever you have to do.
Yeah, because
sorry to correct you, but if you give if women's income, they take more than 90%, actually about 95% back to the family. It's men who bring less than 60% to their back to their families.
So
unfortunately.
Our education project is very, very important for the country itself, as well as bridging the gender gap is concerned. Hannah.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, that and that is very fact, and we are doing very good in terms of that, because in 2020 we supported 6 girls with school materials, with all school materials, including books, pencil, exercise books, stationaries, in short. And in 2021, we supported 44 girls into the classroom. Yes.
Yeah, and our plan for this year is to find more sponsors in Germany. This is the work we are doing. Hannah Kirchmeier, and we have others in Germany. This is Julia Panknin, this is Sabrina Bujak, and this Matthias
Kreuzberger,
yes. They are the board, and we have more than these who are working together with us. So at first we discuss all the ideas we have here in the Gambia right now. We are discussing a lot. Definitely. Then we go back to Germany, and there we have a meeting. Then we discuss about all these ideas. We share the ideas and think about how to make it possible to support our team, our Gambian team in the Gambia. And then we come back to you. We discuss it again with you. You bring it to your board.
Yeah.
We have some people who are helping and supporting the organization in your country, here in the Gambia.
Yeah.
And maybe you can talk
we have
something
a very strong
about
team here in the Gambia, a team with great substance, a team that are willing and able to give back to their community. Because it's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Every responsible citizen should have this at your mind. What can I do for my country, but not what my country can do for you. So the team that we have, they have it in their mind that, look, what can we do for the Gambia? What can we make Gambian people proud of ourselves? So that is why anytime the work of Shine Light comes to our desks, we deem it necessary to push the baton forward. That is why we are always in forefront in getting issues into girls' education being solved. And we are doing our utmost best by making sure we sensitize the communities in the mindsets and also the laws and traditions that says girls shouldn't go to school, or that says girls should have this limit of this is their limit, this is their red line. We are trying to talk to the communities. We know you cannot change this over a night, but you have to change it gradually. And as the education rate it's moving forward, we hope and pray that in the generation coming, we'll able to change the narratives.
Yes, and in the communities, when we are talking to the people, They already know that it is important. We are also talking about different things. We have different pillars in our organization.
Yes.
The next pillar we created already is a very nice project. It's called Soul Sisters Project.
Yeah, the Soul Sisters Project.
And this was the idea of Hannah. She was bringing it in. Maybe you can talk
Hannah, you can
a
talk
bit
to
about
us
that.
more about that.
Yeah.
Yes, one of my heroes is Muhammad Yunus, who got a prize. I don't know if it was the Nobel Prize for handing out microcredits in Bangladesh. And I covered the idea, and we worked already on the idea with when I was in the United States, working with Marlene Bastien and a FAM organization, which is also a women's organization, handing out microcredits for little startups for women, and to make it possible for them to give the money back. But then, if they pay the money back, for instance, in a certain amount of months, or in our case, it's in 3 years, we don't take the money back, but this money, which this woman who were given this money, brings it to another woman. So it's some kind of revolving, and this is the way we want to work about this.
Yeah, and the beauty of this project is that we have specialists here in our Gambian team. This is Ibrahim Fadera with his people. And they have to make sure that the women who will be sponsored by this wonderful project called Soul Sisters Project, that they have to bring a guarantor. They have to bring a guarantor. And then you start with teaching them.
Yeah.
They are running through.
You provide training for them.
You provide training. Yeah. You get sure that they build a business plan.
Yeah.
And with this business plan, we make it possible for these women to become an idea and a structure for a business to be successful.
Yeah.
And after the business plan, what are you doing then?
In addition to the Soul Sisters Project, it's a baby project initiated by Sunlight in Girls Education. As she rightly mentioned, it's among our pillars, and now we are expanding to provide loans available for improvised women who are single mothers in rural communities. This will promote economic participation and carries the hopes of prosperity to the poor rural areas of the Gambia. This microfinance will help the poor growth tent businesses to generate income that they can use for their basic needs: education, healthcare, and savings. The loan can bring big changes to improvised women who will use the money to build small businesses with zero interest rate. The organization will also issue its first micro loan to the women in 2020. The duration of the loan will last for 3 years. And it's going to be a revolving loan, as Hannah rightly mentioned, from women to women. That is why the name Soul Sisters come in play. Soul Sisters simply means when the duration of the loan finished from one woman will be repaid to another woman. So it's like two souls sharing the same.
And the money is circling in the organization.
Yes.
After 3 years, the money will be paid back. So the women, they have just a small amount of money. When they save it every day, then it's really easy to pay back the money. And after these 3 years, this money will be given to another woman. Yeah. And when we were sitting, we were meeting a family with our sponsor girls. There is one family, there are twins at the age of 12, 13, yeah. And a smaller girl. And when we met the mother, her name is Alimatu, when we met her, it was really touching our hearts because we saw her as a widow with 8 children. And when we met her and we support only 3 of the children.
The 3 girls are already into the project.
Yeah, they are into the project. We were really shocked or depressed. How is she doing it? How can she feed her children? How can she arrange and manage her family without any job, without any income? And this was the moment when you came in, and not the first moment, but at that moment you said maybe you can share this story, what we experienced together.
Actually, she showed me her house. We were not there by appointment because she has no telephone so that we can make an appointment there. We came surprisingly to her house.
To visit our girls.
To visit the girls, yes. And she showed me her house when I asked her, and she was very shy and felt ashamed because in this house was not one mattress. And when I saw her, she was so... she was not down to earth because she is so... This really touched my heart, and I thought by myself, we have to do something because all the women on the world, we are soul sisters. We should support each other from wherever we come. This really touched my heart, how brave she was in all her daily struggle. And that was the moment this idea came up.
And this is a very, very great idea as far as the situation is concerned, because helping girls' education and leaving the parents, it's also alarm, because at the end of the day, if the parents doesn't have anything, they sometimes send the girls to sell or to do something. But helping both the girls and the mother is also like getting things easier as far as our education is concerned, and also gender gap. It's breaking the gender gap to its in picture.
To make sure that we are able to do this work here in the Gambia together with our partners, the partner organization Shine Light in Girls Education Gambia, we have to mention that our work, my work, your work, and the work of the German board is only possible because we have sponsors in Germany, godmothers and godfathers, soul sisters, people who are donating, and then we can transfer the money here to our Gambian board, and you decide to which woman or which family is most vulnerable to deserve the money. Of course, everybody is vulnerable, but you have some are more vulnerable than the others.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Attention to that. Shine Light in Girls Education. Our initiative is to help women and young girls. So helping them means that, and Gambia, by looking at the population, we are all vulnerable. But among us, we have the most vulnerable. So in helping that, we will look into the people who are really vulnerable, as Hannah rightly mentioned, women from the single mothers, the widows. These are the most vulnerable, because by looking at the difficulties that they've undergone after the death of their father, the husband and their father, it's a lot. And you went to Janjambure and Nema and Fonyi, you know how the circumstances of these women are facing. So helping these women, it's very, very necessary. And then seeing you doing that, it's something that it's worth as far as education is concerned. And we also have a project that is a Women to Women God project. This is her idea also, Hannah.
Yes, this was when we visited in a very rural environment, family, the parents, they are very poor. I heard that there was an accident happened to one of the children, and they were not able to bring this child to hospital because they were not able to pay the fee for the treatment there. And this woman is also, she doesn't have any education, fortunately, but she lived on a little farm. So we saw that she was raising chicken, and we saw in the neighborhood, we saw also goats. And I asked her if she or the whole family owns a goat, and she said, no, we don't. So we got the idea to give out some goats to the families. This means we give out 1 or 2 goats, and whenever a female goat delivers the second little goat, it has to be delivered to another family who doesn't have any goats. This is also some kind of revolving, you know?
This is a very good project. It's also a project in Sunlight and Girls Education aimed to support women's economic empowerment through goats rearing in the Gambia. Marginalized women, especially the widows of rural areas in the Gambia, to improve their life choice so that they can increase the living standard. This gives them the ability to bring raising a small herd of goats to provide them with a source of income. Goats can be source of ready cash for women during emergencies, as you rightly mentioned. Many rural families are always in debt to local loans, and the worst affected are the women, especially the single mothers or widows who didn't have any source of income. Goat rearing is one of the ways to enhance the financial independence of poor women, since goats are easy to raise and maintain. They do not require any more participation, care, and as their reproductive rate is 8 months. The organization will provide goats to women that will benefit from the project, and monitoring will be conducted. As she rightly mentioned, the second batch of each goat will be going back to the organization, and the organization will also decide to see which woman in the community is a needy. We will also give it to that woman as well. It's like a revolving goat project also. And the organization will further provide training of these women in making sure how to manage finance and how to rear these goats in a very conducive environment where they can have long life as well.
This revolving thing is important for us. We stay in line with the sustainable goals. This is SDG. We have, I'm not really sure, 14 or 17 sustainable development goals from the UN. And one of these sustainable development goals is quality of education and the right of maybe you can help me with, for quality employment or a good work or a good job. So we stay in line with this UN goals, the sustainability in what we are doing. And to have this revolving process means we have a sustainable organization. We keep it running further and further by making sure that the money is coming back from the Soul Sister project, and then we have delivered little goats, and they have to get back to our organization, and you as the board, you decide to which woman, to which family these newly born goats are given, will be given.
Yeah, that is very important, because it's like a circle, a 360-degree circle. From one woman, it will pass to another woman, from that woman to the another woman, and then to another woman, like a revolving circle. And our organization will do our utmost best by making sure that we monitor the progress of all these projects, and also in terms of accountability, transparency, we will deem it necessary to put everything in picture.
And as you said, some of the organizations fail because they have not a proper monitoring. Sure. And to get sure that everything is in line and works successful, we have you as the team here in the Gambia who is not, who really wants to support. And with the monitoring process, you are in line with everything what is going on. And if you see a lack of something, you can step in and help and support, or you share ideas how you can make it better, or what do you have to change in making the business or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about the monitoring, our first project, that is the education project, we, as far as we are supporting girls, we also need to monitor their track, how their academic education is going. That's why we tend to have a timely monitor visit. This timely monitor visit will portray the performance of every girl in every term, because in order to have the track of the girl's education, you have to do it timely as the schools also are doing. If the girl didn't perform the first term, perhaps second time the girl will perform, or third time the girl will perform. So if we track this, after every time we have an honest conversation with the parents regarding the performance of your daughter. Maybe something wrong somewhere. We tend to explain the parents why your daughter didn't perform, or we even ask the girl why she doesn't perform well. Maybe the girl is sick, or maybe the girl has some psychological aspect that is also affecting her education. So we have honest conversation, and this honest conversation is helping us, because our first monitoring, the girls that didn't perform well, after the second term, their performance gets up, because we try to make sure that let us not tell the girl that your results is poor, or you didn't perform well, you're going to be out of the project. But like by trying to motivate, try to bring her on board, because not everybody can excel in class. But education is key, and education is not only in classroom. You have extracurricular activities that girls can also do more in terms of sports, in terms of athletics, in terms of any other domain that the girl can progress.
And the only key a girl and a woman, and not the only weapon a woman has, is her knowledge, is her education. Because what you have here, nobody can steal this from you. And to make sure that everything is in line and in order, we have a very strong administrative backstage, backup, and you are the one who, as an public administration student, you are the one who is developing all these files. Maybe you can say something about that.
Yes, Gambia has undergone a difficult struggle, and the struggle that is still going on, that is education. My grandmother didn't go to school. My mother was limited to education. And would I allow my sister also to be lost in education? That is why I said no, it's time to act now. That is why I stand in the forefront by making sure what happened to my grandmother, what happened to my mother, wouldn't happen to my sister and the ones coming. That is why Sunlight in Girls Education, I deem it necessary in terms of the administrative aspects. I'm a university student majoring in public administration at the University of the Gambia, final year student. In terms of administrative issues that can see these girls get in track, the files, we have the recruitment file, the monitoring file, the agreement file, the consent agreement file with the parents, because if you read from Child Act, will tell you you are not allowed to publish the full image of the girl child, or you are not allowed to publish the full name of the girl child. So as an activist, we all have these laws in our mind, and we try to make sure whatever file we are making has a line with the Child Act regarding to, despite we are helping them in education. So that is why in terms of our administrative, we are very much stand firm in making sure that we put extra mile, because my German partners are here. The president is coming in the Gambia every year twice to make sure how the project is working and to see what best approach we will take. Thank God, this is their first time coming. We come up with new project, that is the Soul Sisters and Women to Women project. We are hoping, we are believing and dreaming that we have more projects coming, and as far as the organization is growing, Hannah. This is really going to help the Gambian people, most importantly, women in the rural area.
And we hope and we pray that more citizens will adapt our idea to work for your citizens, to help all the audience. You are listening to us right now. After the show, you can go back to your family, you can talk to your parents, you can talk to your mothers and stepmothers, you can talk to your friends and the whole family about the value of a girl, about the importance of education, and even you, everybody, all the Gambian citizens are able to make such a project, maybe to find some people come together, share ideas, and steal our idea and copy the idea and make something by yourself, because we are not the people who created these ideas. You know, there are others who are doing it. Yeah. But we deem it necessary. Yes, we copy this, we steal this idea to make something good here in your country, and it's not that much difficult. Yeah, we can do something, and we can do this together.
With togetherness, work is done.
Yeah.
Hannah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Hannah, as far as our discussion is going, yes, we have a lot of gaps that you think we can able to come together to make sure all these projects are in line and then can help the Gambian people in future.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, we can do it all over the world. It's one person cannot change the world. I mean, now we have really a bad example of how somebody can change the world. If I look at Eastern Europe, but this is not how the world works normally. So everybody can pick up these ideas and make it suitable for themselves.
Yeah. We also have.
We cannot change the world, but we can change our environment.
Yeah.
And we can change, for example, we can't give support to all girls in the Gambia. We can't give support to all women in the Gambia, but we can give it to some. And every single person who benefit from our program, it's worth. You know, every single person, because the girls of today are the mothers of tomorrow. The girls of today are the leaders of tomorrow. When they are able to go to the university, this is the generation, this is the next generation who will bring more benefit, more structure, more ideas, more sustainability into your country. Yeah. And this will really help the Gambian people to get out of poverty. And the key for everything is education, and this is here in your brain, and this is here in your heart, and you have to bring this together. It's like a prayer, to bring it together, your mind and your heart, to get sure, yes, we can change something. It is possible, and it depends on you, not only on us. It depends on every single girl, even if she decided to learn in her free time, if she studies in the night time. Last time we met girls in Janjanburi, and the girl told me, we came to their living room and they were reading their books. And then I said, wow, it's late, and still now you are reading and studying. And she said, yes, I want to become a lawyer. I want to become a lawyer, and so I have to be disciplined to make sure that I will be able to go to the university.
That is very, very important. And then we also have FGM, female genital mutilation and circumcision, gender-based violence. We have our partner, Farmer Barry. We will try to have more sensitizations in order to change these tradition practices that are outdated in our religion, perhaps, or in our belief system. And as Hannah, you rightly mentioned that laws cannot, mindset cannot be changed by law.
Yes. Traditions need a little bit more time to be changed.
Yeah.
But as we are women too, we feel the pain with our sisters who have to stand this circumcising. Yes, and I think we have to work against this.
Yeah, and we have our partners here in the Gambia. This is not our idea, or not only our idea. You know, this is your culture, this is your tradition, and what we learned now from different women who are FGM activists and gender activists, women activists, they told us FGM is not part of the religion. It's not written in the Quran, and they told us about the medical. Help me, please.
The medical conditions.
The medical conditions and how much the women and girls are suffering. This is not our issue today. We will talk about it later. But for us, it's very, very important that the initiative is coming from your own people, from your own women, and not only the women, even men stepping into these issues and say we have to change something. Because not only women are the society, men and women are the society, and we have to make an holistic change of ideas, step by step, small. By the time we will change something.
By the time we will change something, Hannah, and we come to the tail end of this panel discussion regarding the work that Sunlight and Girls Education is doing in helping the Gambia to bridge the gender gap. What would be your words additionally?
The world changes every day, every 24 hours. And with our ideas, at least with these little ideas, we can participate in changing them to a better way, to a better life.
Yes, our president in Germany.
Yes, for me, I'm very grateful, and it's an honor to be here with our Gambian team to help and to support in the way we are doing it. And I want to thank everybody, all the godmothers and all the godfathers, and the whole German board that they make it possible for us to stay here and to share ideas and to change into a better future.
Thank you so very much for coming here. There cannot be efficient and sustainable development in any community without the consent and involvement of girls and young women. They play a key role in terms of participation. With cooperation, coordination, and support of women and girls, they can make a tremendous achievement in terms of bridging the social economic goal. Thank you so very much for your stay in the Gambia, and we hope and pray the success of our projects and also much more projects coming. We hope and pray that people watching will emulate what Sunlight and Girls Education is doing in terms of bridging the gender gap, and also try to do something in terms of helping women and young girls it's concerned. Thank you very much once again. If you are at home right now and you want to make a difference, use your time to make a difference in your community.
You can join us on Facebook. You can join us on our website. You can join us on Instagram. And you can join us at Twitter. I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. Abarakabake from my side.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much having us here, and I'm also very grateful about learning so many interesting and good and heartwarming things from you people here and your country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. And then we thank the management of Better Future Production for having us this morning.